Hi, Sagittarius. It's Angela. And we are here. We're going to do a little extra reading here for June. Sort of wrap up the month and tap into what energies are there for us and see where we can make some change, grow and heal. That's our guide right now. That's our mission. Okay, so get these Zen cards going. So the deck that I pulled from this time is coming from this Healing Mantra deck by Kahn. Very simple. There's some very beautiful messages and nice. He taps into different spaces in our energetic being and finds ways to sort of release blocks that we may have and promote some healing that we need within. And for you, Sag, I pulled Allowing Appreciation. Now, didn't we I believe we had appreciate on your last reading. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to have to go back and check. But if this is coming up again for you, this is like, okay, keep going. You're doing great, but don't let that go, right? Focus on those things that that you have to be grateful for. They're everywhere. They're all in our experience. And when we come upon a space where we are not focusing on that, not focusing on the abundance that's around us and the things that we have to be grateful for, when we're focusing on a problem to solve or, a conflict that we have going on with another, it quiets down that appreciative side. And then what happens is it lessens the perceived value of your experience. That appreciation should always stay buoyed and up there and kind of like the bounce to, right? Like I go through a conflict and I go through an issue with someone. What can I gain from this? What is there to be grateful for in this? It sounds counterintuitive because when we're there to solve a problem, we want to dig apart everything that went wrong and make sure it doesn't come back. But going straight to gratitude, or at least, on a circumvented path toward gratitude, is the fastest way to move past conflict or sort of those lower, denser energies, always. And there's always something there to focus on. There's always something to be appreciated in our lives. And then the more we do it, the easier it is to flow right to that, right? So because this probably, if I'm remembering correctly, has come up twice for you this month, it is something that would help you to focus on. So let's see what the guidance says this time around. Okay. All right. So starting point here, Sag, is the Innocence card. Love it. This is appreciation. So this is the story of this wise old sage, been there, done that, knows it all. Can't really teach him much anymore, right? Because he's lived so many years and he really has gone through all the experiences and learned from them. And people come to him for advice, right? However, he can still find joy if you see like how delighted he is to see this grasshopper, as if he's never seen one before, as if it's the first time he's ever laid his eyes on that. And that's the spirit of innocence, right? It's stripping away all that stuff that he does know and he has learned. Oh, insects are this or that, or, maybe they make noise when they get in your house, the cricket, whatever. Or is that a grasshopper? I don't know the difference. But, he does know what connotations and what definitions come along with the word cricket or grasshopper. But he doesn't care because he's enjoying it in this very moment. He's appreciating it for what it is in this very moment. And he's loving it. It's got those funny legs and those antennae. And he's like, hey, you're a fun being to look at, and just enjoying it, right? That's the spirit of appreciation right there. So whatever else is on his mind, he can still take the time to see things with fresh eyes, right? Like almost a childlike wonder. And that's your starting point, Sag. So it just keeps reminding you, right? To stay, keep your bright side intact as well, right? Within you, internally, I got inner voice. So yeah, this, I think, already. And I think you probably are very successful when you put it into practice, as far as just enjoying for the sake of enjoying, right? And loving for the sake, appreciating for the sake of it. You know this already. And this is just an internal reminder to keep that knowledge alive, right? This is, talking about your inner voice. It's an intuitive card. We have a figure here, and then one on top of it on their third eye. And then in this figure's crown chakra, it's wide open, receiving from the divine. So it's just this is all happening behind the scenes, or in this case, within you, right? Knowing that, that all the energy present is kind of all you need, right? Okay, externally, you're called, in your waking life, you're asked to have some patience. Maybe that's why this came up twice in your, you know what, I'm going to look this up really quick. Sorry. I have to see what Sag's reading was last time. Yep, it was gratitude. Appreciate with an open heart. It's what you got before, and you're being asked to do it again. And so this could require some patience, because the universe is calling you again to call attention to those things that are sort of abundant in your life, the good stuff that's abundant, which there's always something to focus on that we can be grateful for. And the universe is saying it again. So maybe this is the universe asking you, be patient with me while you learn your lesson, while you get your guidance. This is really just also a vibe of just allowing what is to be there, and then knowing that it's transforming. Even if something that's in your experience is frustrating, and it's like, how can I possibly find appreciation in this? Like how, I don't know, the log fell in front of me and I'm driving home from school or from work, and I can't pass this log. Like, how could I appreciate that? Well, then, you hear a couple weeks later that, 4 blocks down the road, there was a big, disturbance or a flood, or I don't know, something going on that you bypassed. So, and even then, the log that goes in front of you in your path, and we could be talking about energetic logs too. We're moving down our path, we're creating a project, and boom, something gets in our way and stops our progress. This vibe is kind of saying, oh, okay, let's just wait this out. Let's trust that this came in front of me in order for me to pause. I'm being asked to pause. So let me just do that, right? And then, maybe it's a matter of, regaining your energy, reassigning, realigning things in your project and taking time to reassess. And then you can move forward with a clearer mind. But that log that stopped you in the first place is to be appreciated, because that pause was needed, right? It's a weird example, but you get what I mean. Okay, so now let's get out of the word. Let's move away from the log vibes. Okay, so now this is what we've established, right? To allow the appreciation into our life and to make sure that we are, highlighting those points of gratitude when we can, and those points of abundance. We start by learning how to see things with fresh eyes, trust our inner voice, and in our waking life, allow for pauses, right? Okay, now the key, we want to get to a new level of understanding of this process. And the key to getting there is the maturity card. This is you in all your wisdom. This is another kind of patient vibe. They're similar. This figure here is kind of resting, just knowing everything's fine, right? I'm surrounded by rainbows and flowers and energetically, at least, and things are turning out exactly the way they're supposed to. I know this, and I will allow what's true on my path, in every step on my path, to be there. I will just allow the truth to be there. I will be unharmed. I know I will be okay, as I have always in the past, because my wisdom and my maturity tells me that. My experience proves it. Okay, then we come up to this next level of awareness. Ooh, yeah, Oh, good stuff. Okay, so then once we get down this, being able to be appreciative, see things with beautiful, fresh eyes, and then allowing any pauses or any roadblocks just to be there and appreciate those too, right? Allow the whole experience of my path to be appreciated, every bit of it. This creates a much stronger connection to your inner being. The source of who you are is really what's guiding all of these things, and even guiding the creation of that log in the road, right? The source of who we are is all that is, right? We want to call, some of us use, want to say God or the creator or the divine, or whatever word we use. It's all about that source, the source of creation, and that energy lies within you. So this process of being able to appreciate and really, really focusing on it in every situation creates a stronger inner bond with spirit. And that helps you proceed through your life with much more ease, because you're always driven by what your gut's telling you, what your soul needs, right? What your intuition guides you to do. And you couldn't be on more of a truthful path, right? Than with this on board. Internally too, then you start to realize, oh, look, I got internally and externally, I got ripeness and slowing down. So this is about pacing. This is about, as I'm coming up against these problems, as I'm, butting heads with people or situations that's halting my progress, those logs, right? As these come into my experience, I have to know, first of all, I have to buy into the fact within that that's all there in perfect timing, every bit of it, right? My ability to open up my focus to gratitude it came about at this time in my life for my best good. Even just that willingness to be aware of things to be grateful for, the timing is perfect. The log in the road, perfect timing. And once you get that within, once you and your source have worked that out and have figured out, oh yeah, this is happening for me. This log is there for me, and I will soon find out. I can't maybe know in this very moment, but it will reveal itself, and then it'll all make sense. In the meantime, I'm going to trust. And that's a tough thing for us as human beings, as we want to create and accomplish and achieve and get things done and put our plans into motion. When we get roadblocked, that's not pretty. Sometimes we fight through it. Sometimes we, throw a tantrum. But really, as we start to gain our wisdom and rest in that knowing, it starts to become easier, because we know every block or every moment of challenge is there for us. And it's also a reminder to go to the flip side. Oh, here's a log. What can I appreciate today? Change the subject, leave the log behind and look out for the things that draw you, become that wise old sage. Drop everything, drop the challenge. Okay, fine. Wow, look at that cricket or grasshopper, whatever it is. So yeah, this is what you're starting to really shore up within you, is that connection to the knowing that your path is, every bit of it is happening for you and in the perfect timing. And then in the external position, right on top of patience, we have slowing down. There's no rush. There's really no rush to get through any of this stuff. And if we take the time, slow it down, and change, shift your focus toward the things that you can appreciate and the abundance that's right there in your life, oh my gosh, the flow that creates is mostly unseen, but felt, right? To just be able to, shift that focus toward that cricket or grasshopper. That's the key, to be able to slow it down and widen your scope and look for and capture and experience those things that we can be grateful for. That's allowing appreciation in its best form. All right. Okay, Sag, you got a double duty here this month with the message, but I love it because it really is going to set the table for you going forward. And you'll see how rapidly things start to flow if you really start to get that down, get the art of gratitude down. All right. I love you guys. I'll see you soon. I'll be doing some July readings next. Okay.